It's now September 2013. I lost like 60 pounds, like going to the gym and everything. I also did Weight Watchers, which helped a lot with the 60 pounds, which really worked. And my periods were abnormal, but nothing concerning. I never had any symptoms. I heard you gain weight when you're pregnant, but I was losing weight, so I didn't think anything of it.
Portia looked in the best health she has ever been. She was really working on her weight. I thought she was really confident. She dressed so nice. She didn't look like she was about ready to be in labor. She looked like the day before, amazing.
I am working at my shift, 6 o'clock. My body started hurting. My stomach was hurting. I do have a high pain tolerance. Like, I'll go to the dentist and I'll, like, don't give me the Novocaine, just drill my tooth until I can't stand it anymore. But this pain was nothing I've ever felt before. As I continue my shift, it gets worse. I start crying in the back and everybody's asking me what's wrong. I'm in pain. I just didn't know what was happening. I just thought, like, maybe something internally was going on that I really probably needed to go to the doctor for. Just something I was like, wow, this is really not normal. I left work. My friend ended up picking me up that night, but like the pain was just not stopping. So I was like, at this point, you have to go to the emergency room to figure out what's wrong with you. My friend brought me to the hospital. So then I go in there. They asked me if I could be pregnant. I said, no, there's no way. I was just in there, just like crying. And I was like, I just don't know what's wrong. I need pain, medicine, anything to help. I had called Megan. I'm in the emergency room. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm dying.
I'm leaving the gym. I'm going to the ER. I will be there as soon as I can. I don't know what to expect.
They asked me, are you sure you're not pregnant? And I said, no, there's no way. They did an ultrasound because they just weren't sure what was wrong with me. And he's like, you're 39 weeks pregnant, Portia, and you're in labor. You need to start pushing. I am at the hospital. The doctor, he's like, you're 39 weeks pregnant, Portia. You're in labor. You need to start pushing.
This was like an on-call, immediate emergency. She was then admitted to the baby mother unit.
I was actually the admitting nurse for Portia. We had no doctor on the floor at the time. I did a vaginal exam pretty quickly to ascertain exactly where she was in her labor, and she was fully dilated.
I was in absolute shock because Portia being pregnant, we had no idea at all.
She was totally freaking out. She was yelling that her mother was gonna kill her. We were like, no, 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 your mom's not gonna kill you.
I got a call from Megan. It was Portia's phone, but it was Megan on the phone.
I asked her to come up to the baby room. I gave her the number.
I thought it was Megan was in trouble and she didn't want to tell her parents, so she called me. So I called Christine and I'm like, Christine, I don't know what's going on, but Megan just called me and asked me to come over to mother-baby unit.
It's okay.
She took me to the door of room 239 and she put her hand on my hand and she says, Portia's having a baby. So I'm looking at her like, what are you talking about? This is a prank. And then I hear Portia scream. And I was like, what do you mean? She's having a baby now?
It was just total, utter shock. Aside from us finding out, Dion found out at the same time when she arrived in the room.
All she kept on screaming is, my mother's gonna kill me. She doesn't even know I'm having sex.
I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I instantly apologized. I tried to jump off the table.
She was slightly out of control, but in no way, shape, or form was she mentally prepared for this. And the next thing I know is her mom was outside the room on the other side of the curtain yelling in, no, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm here, can I come in? And her mom came in. So her mom came in, and she also had a friend, Megan, there. And they were being supportive along with us, the nurses. And at that point, because I was gonna be the delivering nurse, I sort of just get tunnel vision and I focus in on what I have to do, and that's to ensure a safe delivery for mom and baby. So a couple other nurses, one of my coworkers, Colleen, who always has my back, came in and she was doing more emotional support when I was doing more of the physical delivery.
Dion calls me back and says, Christine, get to the hospital right now. I think Portia's having a baby. And I made it there in 6 minutes, not even. I look, and there's Portia laying on a table, eyes wild, looking at me like, help. And Dion's also looking at me the same way, like, oh my God, help.
The pain, it was just like your body's on fire.
When the baby's head is coming through the birth canal, we call it a ring of fire. It burns intensely, and you have to push through that ring of fire to get that baby delivered.
I don't want to push this baby out. I'm too scared. All I remember is them telling me to push. I don't know how many times I had to push. It was so fast. When I first held her, I think that was my moment. And I have a picture of like looking at her, and like you could instantly tell how much in love with her I was. It was a great feeling. So then I just instantly fell in love with her.